Yeah, it certainly helped. We knew that a good start was going to be important. We knew that Chicago was very good when they score first and not very good when they concede first. So uh, we knew that that was going to be vital, and our team was ready. And I could sense it. I could sense that our team was ready to go. I could see the confidence within the group. I could see the clarity. So I was excited to see it, but I wasn't surprised. And then I thought that we had to manage certain parts of the game, and we survived moments of the beginning of the second half. But then, we knew then if we could find a way to be dangerous and create a third, that would mean that the game would be done. So we hung on and did that, and then, obviously a big victory for our team and for our club, and very happy for our guys.
Jesse, talk a little bit about the play of Tyler Adams tonight. He was obviously flying up and down that sideline, created the second goal. Talk to his.
Yeah, I feel like I talk about Tyler a lot these days. We see him maturing and growing up and developing right before our eyes. It's a source of pride for everyone in the team, and our belief in Tyler is at the highest level. So, I thought that he dominated that wing. He covered ground. He was dangerous moving forward. He won all of his duels, aerial duels, battles, foot races, tackles. He was sharp on the ball. Fantastic. So big night for him. And I think, he has so much energy in the game that our team feeds off of it. So, really good from him.
Hey, Jesse, Paul Tenorio. Right here.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Pulling back a little bit from that Dax trade that everyone talks about, that was kind of for you an emphasis on playing young players. It's a philosophy that you told me was a Red Bull philosophy here, Salzburg, Leipzig.
Yeah.
How much, considering the ups and downs of this year, is this win and moving forward in the playoffs a validation that betting on those young players and having faith in those young players and that idea is the right way forward?
Well, it's our way. It doesn't necessarily make it the right way. It's just our way. This is what we believe in, and you're right. It's widespread. It's not just New York Red Bulls. It's not just me. It's how we all think about the game together. We haven't really achieved anything yet, So I don't want to talk about validations or anything. There's a lot more work to be done. It's a big win, and we feel really good about it. But we've got to really quickly switch our brains and minds and look forward to Toronto and make sure that we're ready for an incredibly tough series against one of the best teams in league history. So, we believe in what we do. We believe in who we are, but it's not time to start congratulating ourselves. That's for sure.
Jesse, John Wilkinson. You mentioned feeling like your guys were ready to go, and then you get your first two goals from two of your stars. How much does that come from the top down from those guys coming out and setting that tone?
Yeah, Sasha and Brad are massive for our team in the attacking part of the field. They're just their savviness, their ease, their cleverness, their lethal ability to play around the goal, their leadership. In all ways, they've been the cornerstone of what we do. So, obviously they get on the board early and they really get us going. Reminded me a little bit of even the Supporters Shield game we had here. And then in that game, we couldn't get the third goal, and so we had to hang on at the end. So we made an emphasis of being very disciplined and organized in the second half. And then, as they were going to continue to push, that the third and fourth goal would come. But we also, I will say, Luis had to make a big save and make a bunch of big plays. So, we had a leader on the other end and step up and help us make sure we could keep a clean sheet. So, yeah, those guys, I think, have grown into incredible leaders and incredible men. And they certainly are a big piece, and they really lead what we do. It's great I'm lucky to have guys like that. It's a pleasure to coach them, and they want it as much as any players I've ever seen.
Jesse, you had the opportunity, because of you guys being in sixth, to rest some starters on the weekend where Chicago was coming in on short rest. How much do you think that played a factor tonight, or do you think it was more just the mentality of the group coming into
Yeah, I
this
think
game.
maybe it probably had a little bit of a factor, but you would have thought that it would have been. You could see that at the end of the game that we still had some legs, and maybe they didn't. But to get out in the early lead, I think was about mentality and approach. And our guys were fearless. They didn't. They were aggressive. They didn't worry about if plays weren't going to go their way. There was a confidence on the field, and there's a quiet calmness with this group that I think is palpable. So I just got to continue to find ways to enforce certain things and almost stay out of the way. So that'll be my goal moving forward.
Jesse, looking ahead early to Toronto, a team that you haven't beaten that beat you last time out. How important is that to start at home, that series, and what do you guys need to do to change things against them?
Yeah, we, in the playoffs in my years here, we've always been the higher seed, so we've always had to go on the road first. We'll get to try it this way. And you could make an argument that having the home game first sets the tone for the series. So it's time to, put our money where our mouth is. Toronto's a very good team. The reason why we haven't beaten them is because they're a good team. And they played very well against us at Red Bull Arena. We were lucky to get out of there with a draw. And then actually up in Toronto, I thought we played very well, and we're a little bit unlucky to give up 2 late goals the way we did. So, we know them well. We respect them massively. I think Greg Vanney's done a great job. They obviously, their DPs dictate everything they do. I think Michael Bradley's been the MVP of the league this year. So there'll be it'll be an incredibly big challenge, but one that I know we will be up for. One that we will be really excited for, and we will be ready to go.